The Roman Empire was a titan, stretching from Britain to Mesopotamia, casting its shadow across 3 continents. Its dominance was forged not in palaces, but on the roads and battlefields by its legendary army. The legions were more than soldiers. They were a force of nature, their eagle standards striking fear before a single sword was drawn. Rome's power was built on the march, the relentless tramp of hobnailed sandals echoing across the ancient world. These men didn't just fight, they outwalked and outlasted their enemies, crossing mountains and rivers with legendary endurance. This stamina was no accident, it was the result of brutal, systematic training. Rome manufactured human weapons, men engineered to outmarch and outfight any foe. This was more than a military advantage, it was psychological warfare. The empire's vast road network was a superhighway for conquest, powered by the soldiers' feet. Rome's rise is the story of grit, discipline, and the physical conditioning that made its legions the world's most formidable force. For a new recruit, or life began with the oath, and a plunge into relentless discipline. The training camp was a factory, forging ordinary men into cogs of the Roman war machine. Days began before dawn, filled with drills, labor, and instruction under the watchful eyes and vine staffs of the centurions. Recruits trained with wooden swords and shields twice as heavy as the real thing, making actual weapons feel light in battle. They learned to thrust, not slash, and drilled formations until movement became instinct. Discipline was absolute. A soldier who fell asleep on watch could be executed by his own comrades. Every aspect of life was regimented, from spotless gear to precise camp construction. Beyond fighting, soldiers became engineers, building bridges, roads, and fortifications. This constant labor built muscle and stamina, preparing them for the grueling demands of campaign life. After a full day's march, they'd construct a fortified camp in hours, a testament to their training. The camp was more than shelter, it was proof of the army's discipline and toughness. The training camp didn't just produce soldiers, it created the toughest, most reliable fighting force in the ancient world. The Roman legionary was a beast of burden, defined by the weight he carried and the miles he marched. After the Marian reforms, each soldier hauled his own supplies, earning the nickname Marius's mules. Armor, weapons, rations, tools, and personal gear, up to 80 pounds, were all carried on the march. Training marches were brutal. 20 Roman miles in 5 hours, sometimes more, always in full kit. This weeded out the weak and built unmatched endurance. The result? An army that could move faster and farther than any rival, choosing the time and place of battle. Caesar's legendary forced marches, like his dash to confront the Helvetii or crossing the Rubicon, relied on this conditioning. Legionaries were more than fighters. They were professional hikers, athletes of war. Their ability to carry their world on their backs made them the most mobile heavy infantry in history. This mobility gave Roman commanders strategic flexibility and the power to surprise. The burden of the march was the price of Roman dominance. Roman victory depended on collective endurance and discipline, best seen in the testudo, or tortoise formation. Soldiers locked shields to form a moving fortress, advancing under a hail of arrows and stones. Holding a 20-pound shield overhead while marching required immense strength and coordination. The testudo demanded flawless teamwork. One weak link could doom the entire formation. It was both a defensive and psychological weapon, frustrating enemy archers as missiles bounced harmlessly off. The legionaries could close in, fresh and ready for close combat, while their foes were exhausted and demoralized. Historical accounts like Mark Antony's campaign in Parthia show the testudo saving lives under relentless attack. It was slow and exhausting, but it worked, turning the Roman army into a moving wall of resilience. The testudo symbolized Roman unity and the power of discipline. It was a shield wall that advanced, embodying the collective endurance of the legions. Roman legionary equipment was engineered for protection, efficiency, and endurance. The larica segmentata, overlapping iron plates, offered excellent defense and surprising flexibility. The scutum, a large curved shield, provided near-total body protection and could be used offensively in a melee. Soldiers trained constantly, learning to punch with the shield's boss and use it as a weapon. The gladius, a short stabbing sword, was perfect for tight formations, brutally efficient and energy-conserving. Before closing in, legionaries hurled pila, heavy javelins designed to disrupt enemy lines and render shields useless. Every piece of gear from hobnailed sandals to the Galea helmet was refined for practicality and endurance. Roman equipment allowed soldiers to fight, march, and labor for hours without being crippled by their own gear. The Romans constantly improved their kit, understanding that a soldier's stamina depended on efficient equipment. Superior training and gear gave the legions a critical edge in campaign after campaign. They weren't just better trained, they were better equipped to endure the rigors of war. Roman armor and weapons were the tools of an army built to last. Roman history is filled with feats of endurance that defied belief. Julius Caesar's Gallic Wars are legendary. He crossed the snowbound Cevennes mountains in winter, shocking the Gauls with his sudden arrival. At Avaricum, his men built massive siege works under constant attack and dreadful weather. At Alesia, they constructed 2 rings of fortifications, over 20 miles total, while fighting on 2 fronts. During the civil wars, Caesar's legions marched through the night to outflank Pompey, enduring starvation and exhaustion. These weren't miracles. They were the result of relentless training and shared hardship. The soldiers who crossed the Alps with Hannibal or built Hadrian's Wall were all products of this culture of endurance. Victory was often won in the long, weary hours of marching and digging, not just in battle. The ability to arrive faster and fresher than the enemy was Rome's secret weapon. Their stamina was legendary. Their loyalty forged in exhaustion and triumph. The Roman system produced soldiers who could achieve the impossible again and again. The endurance of the Roman soldier was the foundation of Rome's global dominance. Brilliant generals and tactics meant nothing without men who could march, fight, and build day after day. The state invested in conditioning as much as in weapons, creating an army that could outwork any rival. This relentless capacity for labor gave Rome strategic options others could only dream of. The legions could march 20 miles, build a camp, and be ready to fight. No target was safe. Endurance turned the army into a weapon of attrition. Rome could always raise new legions and return to the fight. Discipline and stamina were inseparable, forging men who would not break physically or mentally. The empire was built on the sweat and calloused feet of its legionaries. From Scotland to Parthia, Rome's legacy was carved by soldiers who refused to tire. Victory belonged to those who could endure the longest, and that was the Roman way.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.